Okay, and now the installation is completed. As you can see on the left menu here, it says installation is complete. You need to restart the computer in order to use the new installation. So we're going to click on the restart button, restart now, and it will restart the Ubuntu system. And I will also open up the, you can see here it says, so the start button just started the services. It's going through the startup process. Once everything is completed, and then it will prompt for a license, and if we have to agree with the license, then we can use it. So it says that what you need to do is under the running Ubuntu, you go under setting. Because we mounted the ISO image, we have to unmount the ISO image again. So under the storage, you see here the Ubuntu VDI is there, and there's no ISO image anymore. Yeah, so under the storage of Ubuntu, this is the VDI file, that's okay. But inside here, if you have any ISO image, we could just unmount it. And we press enter because we don't have the installation automatically unmounted. I could make this screen to save full screen to see how it looks on the full screen. This looks much nicer. You go on the bottom, if you want to just put it back to the scale mode, you can just put it in scale mode so you can use the interface. You can also resize it here. Looks like it is set installation medium. Just double check it to make sure that it is removed. Click on setting again, storage, and there's no additional ISO image. So it is booting now. As you can tell, it is there was no installation media. It was just taking a little bit to just go through the boot start that process. Initially, it does every software that you do, and because it has to do some preliminary configuration and installation, we call it post-installation configuration. So once it completes that one, then it will just come up with the system being available for you to use it. Right now, it's showing the devices, SCSI disk A3. That's one of the storage device, and then it shows that it is clean. Basically, every operating system partitioned the hard disk into small partitions, and then it writes a file system on it, and then the files can be accessed using the file system that the operating system is using. And the file, normally it's on Linux, is etc fstab for Linux, and Linux-like operating system for Solaris is called etc vfstab. V stands for virtual file system table. The fstab is just file system table. There's also a file called etc inittab, and that is what is their initialization. And then you can put the run levels on it to say which run level the system should start. The default one usually is 3 or 5, depending on which system you're using. And then There's ATC MNT tab, which is everything that is getting mounted. It is showing on the mount file system. And then there's a command also mount to show what is mounted. There's command df for data files to see the disk usage. There's a command disk usage. There's mount all. There's umount for unmounting. Mount all the file system that are an etcfs tab file. And then there's also file commands that are unmounting it for unmount all, a umount for unmounting one file system. We will go through a lot of those different kind of configuration files for different purpose at different times. But right now we're just going to use the Ubuntu Desktop for the first usage. Once this one is ready, we can use it. At this time, if I look at the system, and because let's just right click because it's on Windows 10, look at the task manager. It's a little bit slow because of the, I'm going to resize this window. So right now you can see that it is ready for me to just log in. And just coming to this window, let's say this window, you can see the performance on the CPU and memory usage. As you can see that now the software is installed, there's plenty of memory is used because this one is up and running. I allocated 4 gig of RAM, as you can see here. 4 gig of RAM physical memory, but in this case is that 4 physical memory is in Go. So it when it is up and running, it creates it, and if it's not running, it is I mean the space and the storage memory is not used. At this time, it's prompting me for my password, so I type in my password. Since it did not prompt me for the root password, I'm going to so you can create a root account also. And let's see if that right now while it's loading to bring the first time the desktop is 512 megabytes page cache and 8.7 2.2 space for me to work with. That's good. So I can start some other application as well. And it looks nice, the interface, to maximize it. So I could see the interface on the desktop. You have some of these options, settings, and everything you can do. If I just skip this account, I don't need to at this time. Show the first report legal notice. Yes, help improve Ubuntu. At this time, I'm not going to send that information because it's not needed. Privacy policies. So allow application to determine your allow that one because of the time zone information. Now you can see you're ready to go, and then all these applications that are there, just because the interface looks a little bit kind of I'm going to just resize it using my mouse here to see how much I want it. So if I want to do it like this, good, and then this one I could resize it and put it to this other side, and this one also here. Let's just resize that one as well and move this one a little bit on the left so we have more room here on the right side, and that looks fine. At this time, if I just want to do a little bit more here so I can see some more of the screen, update software has been issued now. So at this time, if I want to just do the update, I could do the update, install now, and it will work on it. But let me just minimize Windows, and then I'll click on that one after. So under the application, you can see all these applications to use. Show application, this button is show application, and it will show all the application. This button here, welcome to Ubuntu, give you like a welcome screen. And then at this time, I'm going to say done because I'm done with that information. And then here I have the software update. So any updates that I do, like apt install, update, and update of apt install, all icon available for me here. This is the help and this is Ubuntu software, addition software that you need to install. On the command lines is apt install, and then you could use app search to search for it. LibreOffice is like Microsoft Office, but it's open source and it's free. That it comes with it, so you can use like document handling software, for example, similar to Microsoft Word. You have a LibreOffice Writer, and then you have also Impress, which is like PowerPoint and Excel and similar stuff. Rhythmbox, this is kind of sometimes like music things that we can do, your file manager that you can do, and then these other Thunderbirds, and then Firefox. So this is your browser that you can go on the internet and just use it. So if I go on the browser, and then one other thing that is very, very important is that every package is everything that you use. If you don't have network, you need to, since this one is working through the VirtualBox network, is called NAT, Network Address Translation, to the internet. And in order to do that one, and instead of just going to the browser, if you're familiar with the command line, say open terminal, and this one will open a Ubuntu KDE. So once it opens the terminal, you can use sudo commands. Sudo under cman page for sudo _ root details. So if I just clear my screen here, this machine, I could type in uni -a, and then if I say cat etc os- Ubuntu version 21.1, and then everything, the website, the documentation, everything that is there available, I can use. And my user ID, that is I'm logged on as Wahid, and then my groups, this is the browser, just the browser here at this time, and I say, let's say, do I have a network that is stat -rn? This would give me the network configuration. So netstat, this net tools. That is an essential command that it has to be there. I could do IPA, see if the machine has an IP address, and this loopback interface, and then as well as this ENP0S3 with the interface inet of this one IP address, IPA and grep -i for inet, and you will see the IP addresses. And the second one is, so if I just want to install, do an apt install with net-tools, I will do that one just to sudo su- to see if I am able to log in with sudo properly. So now I'm root. I don't need to just type in sudo in front of every command that I do, because I'm going to do a number of things. Some of the commands are showing you that you have internet. So if I just say netstat again -rn, and it says that you need to install, now I'm root already. I could do, let me clear the screen so you could see. -rn tells you right away Ubuntu is very familiar with the software that was installed already. It just says that, okay, you need to install it. Go ahead, run this command to install it for the first time. So I'm going to be root, so I don't need to put apt in sudo in front of it. It already detect that one, and I'm going to do apt install net-tools, netstat command. And you can do a net apt list, the net-tools. It will list that package with a number of commands with apt there. There will be a specific that I will introduce to you all these commands individually, but at this time I'm going to do a quick demo of some of the features. One is installing it. You can see it's 80% already done. We're going to go back to the, yeah, so if you do alternate tab like Windows is, because I'm already connected to the internet, I can do YouTube, go to YouTube site. And if I just want to show you how to subscribe to my channel, my Web University free videos, under that you will have a list of 5 or 90 videos that I have. So you just type in .com free educational videos. You search for that, and it will just basically give you the list of the video that I have. And right here, as you can see on my desktop, this banner is there. If you click on this one, you're going to be subscribing on the channel. So if you just play the video, it will just show you that I bring to you Unix, Linux videos, and then Python programming, and a number of other technical documentation. Just on my website, mywebuniversity.com, I have 2 books, one for Linux Ubuntu and one for Solaris operating system, and that is available. And basically, now this one is going through the commercial. So once this one is done, I could stop the commercial. Unfortunately, this is a commercial that you cannot skip. So I'm going to just let it run on the background and minimize it till the actual video. You can see that installation completed. And then now if I type in which netstat is going to show there. So if I say netstat -rn, now I can see the routing table and numbers. And then as you can see, clear the screen. Let's just do the netstat again and say, let me, it went to a big, so let me just skip this one. I'll just cut back and go to the netstat command, sorry. So this is basically the video that I have, like a 1 minute and 32 seconds. It just shows that mywebuniversity.com is a free education videos, and it is basically show you that I provide you videos on C++, shell programming, the C and myself together, and then the direct path to Linux is shell programming, Ubuntu operating system, Linux, Solaris, and other ones, or their Python programming videos on Python, and I have everything there. So this is basically the video that is available, and the actual, once you subscribe it, you could see all the other videos, these videos that are there for Python, for Linux, for Apache web shell programming. All those videos are available at my channel, which is called, the YouTube channel is called mywebuniversity.com free educational videos. All these videos. Also, you can go to the website mywebuniversity.com and you see the actual videos here that are accessible, and that points you back to the YouTube channel. The videos are long, like 5 hours something. Some of them are 2 hours, some of them are, the shortest might be 9 minutes or 7 minutes, but you're welcome to just take the whole course. And this, all this thing, God bless him, Dr. Haman al-Lutfi, he basically helped us throughout the year. He was a noble person, the greatest human being on earth that I knew. He helped so many people, and in heaven he is surviving, and he's in best place. So to close this one, and so we can continue the rest of the work. And right here, as you can see now, netstat, the IP address that I was seeing is IP8 and grep mine 169, and this is not showing, but the 10.2 is there, but because we're using NAT on the address translation. So if I go on the setting here, under the setting, let me just bring this window here. Ubuntu, once you configure the VirtualBox, if you go on the setting for the network, you can see network address translation. That automatically give you the IP address, everything here. So if I do ARP-A for address resolution protocol -A, you can see that I have a gateway that is there and to be pingable. So 10.0.2.2. it is pingable, and then we are getting an address from it. If I clear my screen and do fconfig -a, you can also see that 10.0 this interface. And instead of the -a, you can also do ENT0S3, the name of the interface, this one, and you will see the work. So just clearing the screen, you can see here that I have another terminal, software terminals, and then you can also right click here on the terminal to get this terminal. In addition to this terminal, you can also have tabs to add more terminals than terminal. And then here, if I just want to do another Xterm, so Xterm by default, because this is GUI, it is not showing up, not found, so I could do install again on the Xterm. And so in order to get that one, I could do sudo and I become a root. And this tab, I'm not root. So I'm going to do apt install Xterm and show you the password. If I'm not having the sudo privilege, it will not do the X session, X1 window, and all those tools. So Xterms, everything, there are packages there. And then you can just search for it and install it and then use it. Sometimes when you install one, it's going to find out that package as well as the dependent package, and it is going to do it. In the past, it was really tough. RPM finders and the website was the kind of friend or Sun Solar's called Sun Freeware was the website that people use and we use. And unfortunately, with those ones, the Xterm is installed. I could do Xterm and it automatically opens the Xterm session for me. On this default command, let's say which xcalc. If xcalc is already there, I could do xcalc for calculator. And then if I do xclock, which xclock is also there. So I could say xclock and I get a nice clock interface. But let's just do this Xterm, close it Xterm with a little bit nicer looking Xterm interface. So I say dash background BG, and then I put HTML code for the colors. 00 meaning red is no red here, and then for green I'm gonna put 35, or let's just do it 20 30, a little bit darker green. So and then for red, green, blue ground, let's just the foreground I'm gonna just put in the letter white rather than the color-coded HTML code. I could put that one as pound 000 for black and FFF for white and so on, or vice versa, but that doesn't matter. For select that font. So I'm going to just open it up and I'm going to just get my desktop back. So I'm going to put ampersand, meaning that run it in the background so I can run this, and at the same time I can do a xcalc here. And then open up a calculator here. If I just go back to this menu here, I mean this Xterm, notice that the uname minus a, I'm sorry, uname minus a, and then clear the screen, and all the commands are working the same way that it is there. Xclock -d for digital, you could get a digital format, and then you could get a xclock by itself, getting it in there. So a lot of these things, wall clock, but these are nice stuff that you can do with these interfaces. So inside here, if I just want to do another terminal, I can open Xterm -bg. Let's say I could put dark blue like this, minus foreground white, and minus faces again New York. So ampersand it, I can do that one command as well as this command. So notice this is there. I could do any command that I was familiar with and the Xterm, and look at the nicer is showing up here. So here, if I run the calendar command, calendar command is not there. So, but it's not installed. Wow. So this some of the basic commands should be there. I think that upgrade thing that has to be done. And so we're a little bit early. We don't want to do sudo apt install ncal for calendar. Yes, I did it, and I'm going to go ahead and continue. just to get this one done, continuing with the upgrade software updater, because having an open session, we're going to, like you can see here, there's 2x terms there, and then the X session. So once this one is done, the next thing I'm going to do is just to show you the calendar command for a little bit. And this other window that I spawn off this other, or I could just leave it till this one is done. Now this one is done, I see which cal is there, and then cal will give me the calendar command. It will give me the entire year. Cal of 1/20/23, it shows you that January of 2023, the first new year. This is screen here, and then I'm going to close this one. And notice that as I close it, that the session goes. Now, if I just close this one will go out. I'm going to close that one also. And then, and that's one last one. I will still be prompted to the other user. It will not exit out because I have a session of bash get end password wlutfi. You can see that ID of wlutfi, basically, because my ID is not wlutfi, it's Wahid. So ID of Wahid will give me the thing get end password Wahid. That user, I could just exit out of this one and this session get closed, but I always have a choice here to open a terminal for, and then continue doing the installation, because all those netstat, cal, and everything that are basic Unix command, they are going to be available after this. Because once the update runs, it's essential for the operating system or done with it. So it's prompting me for authentication required, and I'm going to type in the password. Please remember to make a strong password, and remember, that password is a combination of some non-ASCII characters and numbers, and some kind of or bang or dollar sign, or those ones are called special characters, and then some digits. And the password, the string, is really important, because you should only come up with a specific pattern. Has to have the same kind of password. Otherwise, but once they find out your password on one, hack everything else. So for like desktop and other, just setting my accounts and users and password and everything different, especially the password. Intuitive, so people cannot figure it out. And if some sort of detection, it doesn't matter, that you will not be hacking YouTube. You will just be, yeah, I found out it's a login or password, and he was helping students, but I just want to damage that kind of help. They just don't want anybody to help any person and bother for that kind of things. It's not, we should love and have peace for every human being in every nation, and where they come from or how they want to learn, whether they're poor or rich. We should have education, free education for everyone. Love to help people. If somebody wants to power off, so it is not available. And when the system is power off after the video or any other system, this is how important it is. You make a video, and then a strong password, you make it available on the internet after you provide access to it. And then after that, there's no security issues or anything related to that one. Some people, they always had this question, and don't worry about those people. Just enjoy learning. If that was the case, we teach at colleges and universities, we all would be worried every day. There's no stress or there. Obviously, if you teach at the university online courses and everything, yes, there are a lot of ways people could tamper with it. But there's security software like layer TLS, transmission control protocol, TCP/IP, and certificates, just basically encrypt everything. And there's a mechanism to protect you, obviously, when governmentals and hacker. Those are tougher. You have to protect it in all level of chains. So you cannot have any loopholes in anywhere in the network. We're working on the developers, everything, software that are installed, databases, operating system, networking, portable software, and that's what good people are for. And you're one of those good people. I'm pretty sure that hundreds of thousands of people every day try to enjoy it. And I'm going to stop the record here because the installation on updates is getting a while. I don't want to just stay too long for that. Is basically is going to update it, and then I'll have subsequent videos on Ubuntu software usage, and then all the operating system commands and Python and everything else, Java, whatever I provide, it will be on either Solaris platform or Linux platform, which is Ubuntu or Rocky version, and Rocky replaced the version of CentOS. CentOS is the community enterprise version of operating system that was previous up to version 8, and now 8 is replaced to Rocky. But Linux Ubuntu is very nice. We are using it on the desktop as well as on the server side, as you saw my other videos there. And then I'm going to give a lot of bring up a lot of videos on YouTube. Enjoy it. Have a nice one. Take care. Please don't forget to subscribe, and then that way you can get the latest videos that I post, and always you're up to date with all the videos that I do, whether it's Python, whether it's C++, Unix operating system, shell programming, Windows operating system, maybe PowerShell, maybe Unix or Windows related commands, maybe VirtualBox. There's going to be a lot of nice videos. It's good for you to learn and start using it at your work. Have a nice one. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.